In this recording we're going to look at an isometric model, a very basic one, so this is more for the beginners level. The first thing that we want to do is just create this model in Sketchup as a 3D object with a front, top and side view that we're going to use for a later drawing that we're going to convert over to a 3D or from 3D to a 2D drawing. So we're going to start by drawing the base layout of this drawing, so just the shape. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to use our measuring tool and we're going to measure from our axes the total distance of this model, and I'm going to zoom in quite a bit because we're going to use not a very large size. So what I'm going to do is say let's work with 100 millimeters in the total length. And then let's make the thickness of this model 60 millimeters, and let's zoom in. And then what we will do is we will move it so that everything is clear and visible, and I'm going to work inwards from here 30 millimeters, and on the other side also 30 millimeters inward. And then we will have a part that's going to go about, let's say, 20 millimeters backward from front to back. Just take out that 20, there we go. And then we'll just draw in the base shape of this model up to there. So we're going to use the pen tool, just draw the outline of this model, and once we have we're going to clear that a little bit. There we go. Now what we need to do is just extrude this. We're going to make the first height level about 20 millimeters, and then we're going to raise the edges on the sides. So from here to there was 30, so we're going to just raise this, go inward 20 millimeters there, also 20 millimeters in this side. And then we're going to draw a line so that we can differentiate the edges, so from here to there and also from here to there. Once we have that, we're going to use the extrude tool and raise this another 20 millimeters there, and also on this side. So let's first get this back. Let's just get there to 20. And there we go. So here's a very basic model drawn in SketchUp, and we're going to use this later on now to look at the different views of this model. So let's just clean up a little bit and make our model stand out a little bit more so that it is ready for use for later, and we can extend it so that it fits the screen completely, and we can hide our axes so that it is just the model itself that's visible, and make sure that it is the isometric view in 3D. And also for those who are not familiar with SketchUp, if we go to camera, just make sure that it's on parallel and not on perspective or on 2 point. Let me just explain or show what happens with when it's selected to perspective. You'll see that the model is going to be distorted a little bit, so let's just put it back into now you can clearly see, because in perspective everything moves to one single point on the horizon, and that's why we don't want that, because then it's not a proper isometric drawing, because an isometric drawing is all the base angles drawn at an angle of 30 degrees. And if it's perspective, obviously that is not the base angle of 30 degrees. It will then just continue to have its perspective move towards a singular point on the horizon. So therefore what we need to do is we're going to go back to camera and we're going to say parallel projections, so that we now know that all our base lengths to the left and right is going to be at an angle of 30 degrees. When we do the zoom extents, it will fit our whole drawing in our viewport. Okay, that's enough for this session. We'll see you in the next lesson.